Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Buriak, and I am the Senior Vice President over here at Jet Lending. And today's topic is going to be the seller said no. Well, now what? Okay. So these videos initially are live. So you guys can chat in the comment sections and ask me questions and ask me to do certain videos and stuff for you guys, and we'll make them for you. Okay. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel and get updated on all the education we have. I'm going to put the first message in the chat for you guys on the website of Jet Lending, so you can go and watch all the educational videos online or get pre-approved, or let us analyze your deal for free to see what you're projecting, see if it's a good deal for you and your business. But let's kind of get into the topic today. The seller said no. Now what? Now, what you guys may or may not know is that the money for investment real estate is not the problem. Okay. Getting money for closing your deals and things like that, getting contractors in can be difficult, but it's not very, very difficult. In fact, it becomes easier as you guys look at this stuff. Finding the property is what the hard part is. So once you have the property, then you have to start getting into negotiations. Okay. So you make your offer and the seller said no. And now a lot of you right now are listening and saying, uh-oh, now what? Well, no is actually a pretty good response. And let me tell you why. If you make an offer on a property, whether you're using Jet Lending or not, and right away the answer is yes, one of two things happen. One, you probably overpriced the property and you could have bought it for less than you did. Two, that you may have run into somebody that doesn't really want to disappoint people, and they'll say yes, and then you'll notice you'll have a hard time signing the contract. They can ghosting you, things like that. No, when you talk to people, means that there's a problem. And what do I tell you guys when you guys, especially in business, if you can become a problem solver, you will excel in your business. How do you do that? Well, first you need to know what the problem is. So if you don't get the initial no, then you can't find out what the problem is. Okay. So don't fear no. A lot of times people fear the failure. They avoid it at all costs. And failure and no's just allow you opportunity for really, really good success if you let yourself learn something. Okay. So what happens? What do you do then? So you finally find this property. You finally get a hold of the seller, whether it be the owner, a wholesaler, what have you, bank, REOs, things like that. And you make your offer and say no. Well, the first thing you got to do is figure out why. Why is there a no? So be direct. Okay, well, I told you my numbers and why. Hopefully you explained. You didn't just say, well, $46,000. You explain yourself, say, okay, so, this is why I'm at these numbers. Tell me what you need. Tell me what the issue is. And then ask, what is your biggest problem today? And first, just remember, most people aren't great at communicating. So you kind of have to drag it out of them a little bit. Well, what do you need today? And then you'll hear, well, I need as much money as possible for the property. Got you. But if I could put a dollar amount in your hand today and solve your problem, what is it? Because you got to remember, nobody wants to sell real estate. You have to sell it, especially in the distressed market. They're either getting foreclosed on. They inherited a property they don't want to deal with. They're getting a divorce. They're moving away. They're changing jobs. We're changing school districts. Somebody has to sell this property and they have to sell it quickly. And usually you command your deduction and price with a fast closing. So if I were to put money in your hand today, how much would you need to solve all your problems? Sometimes it's not even money. Sometimes it's accommodation. Well, I'll sell it to you, but I need a lease back for 2 months, or I tell you the story I always tell you, I need to have someone to help me move to my place, or I need a down payment for my new property, or what have you. Find out what the biggest issue is on selling this real estate. What problems does selling this real estate solve for them? How much is that? And then work your numbers. There's all sorts of different ways to structure something where both parties can mutually benefit. Both parties always have to win. Okay. If you're thinking that negotiating means there's a winner and a loser, you're going to have a hard time negotiating. Both parties should walk away feeling listened to and justified. So if you can work on that, that's going to be a big win for you. So the seller still says no. Okay. About roughly 80% of your offers are probably going to result in a decline. Okay. You got to understand that sometimes if these properties are on MLS or they're selling it themselves, okay, they don't have an agent. There's interest. There's people looking, they want, try to get the best dollar for what they're trying to do. There's nothing wrong with it. So you have to be able to, A, one, have a contract with you while you're there. B, have enough knowledge of the industry to explain to the seller what type of issues they may run into as they talk to other investment buyers. So understanding how the open doors work and things like that. How do other wholesalers work when they're contracting properties? What guide them on what to look for. Say, I understand that you may not take this deal for me, but just pay attention to this. Because you got to understand that this person that's selling the property, A, maybe the only time they've ever sold a piece of property. B, they may not even been in a real estate transaction if they inherited it. They don't have any idea what's going on. Be the gatekeeper of information for people. And as you educate somebody and you form a relationship with them, they are more apt to do business with you because they feel more comfortable with what you're doing. And do good ethical work, really look out for people and really educate them. And you'd be surprised how many times you'll contract these properties just by spending time and forming a relationship with the seller to solve their problems and educate them on the process. So about 80% of your offers very well may go 30 days on the nose. And then, so you follow up, you keep following up every couple of days, every week, every month. And until that property closes and funds at title, most likely, you keep following up with the property. And so let's say they say, well, I'd love to take your deal, but we just contracted the property and, it's not for sale anymore. So you can say, well, when's it supposed to close? Well, it's supposed to close June 23rd. Fantastic. Would you mind if I just followed up with you and make sure you're okay? Sure. And every few days you call them. How's everything going? And then on the 22nd, you call them. Hey, I hear you're still closing tomorrow? Yeah. We're still closing. You call them on the end of 23rd. Most likely they won't pick up the phone or answer your text. And hey, did it close today? You call them on the 24th. You call them on the 29th. All of a sudden, you keep contacting them, and then you may get a, hey, are you still interested in Maple Way? Never closed. It's the person that formed the relationship, and it's the person that continues to follow up that ends up getting the contract. So just remember that this is a marathon, not a sprint. Put your offers in and form relationships. Make sure the seller understands your process and how you work. And don't be afraid of no, because no means we just started talking. Okay? So get out there and start looking at properties, contacting people, and starting to solve problems. And how do you solve problems? You got to know what they are before you can solve them. So talk to the people, figure out what their best situation is, see if it's something that you can solve, and you'll contract more properties, and Jet Lending can send you more money. Okay? So I hope this helped. And if you guys have any questions, still feel free to comment below because we'll still see it even if it's not live. And we hope you have a great day. Talk to you later.